Hello everybody, welcome to Just Upright. My name is Doc Jane Ruder. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I'm your foreign educated physical therapist guide to US application. I hope you guys are doing great. So we're going to talk about today a very important topic, and that is what will you do if, for example, you already passed the NPTE and you need an employer to file you with a working and or immigrant visa, but you don't have your physical therapy license, because there are certain states like Hawaii or Arizona that will not release your license without social security number, or for Arizona without the work visa, without you presenting the work visa. Okay, so these are common in other states that they will not release the license without those documents. Okay, so when I got petitioned as a foreign educated physical therapist, the original plan was for me to be a traveling physical therapist. So meaning I will have like a 13-week assignment in a certain facility, and whether the facility wants to keep me and I want to stay, they can renew my contract. And if they don't want to go with the contract anymore, the agency will find me another facility for a 13-week assignment. So it was a traveling contract. Thankfully, the company that I was assigned kept me for the entire duration of my contract with my agency for more than 3 years, almost 3.5 years. Okay, so I really did not travel, but prior to coming to the US, the agency processed my application. So I ended up with 5 licenses. So I had a license in Illinois, Florida, New York, Texas, and Missouri. Okay, some states like New York will release your license even though you're not here in the US. There's a state, I think it's South Carolina, they won't even process your application if you are not physically here in the US. So each state is different. That's why if you have not downloaded the free ebook that I have, the master list of 50 states, it has the website of the Board of PT per state, their address, their phone number, and if there's email available, whether they require TOEFL or not, what is the credentialing agency that each state acknowledge or wants you to use, or FCCPT, CGFNS, IERF, ICD, or University of Austin in Texas. So there are so many credentialing agencies. But FCCPT is recognized in all 50 states. So that's one universal there. Okay, so it has information whether the state you choose need fingerprinting, okay, or criminal background checking, or both. Okay, so that is a master list. So download that information. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to look at, for example, the Arizona, the form that talks about you need to submit a work visa, proof that you can work in the US, okay, work visa, before you can actually get your physical therapy license. Okay, coming right out. Okay guys, so we're going to talk about, for example, Arizona. So I'm here at the website of Arizona State Board of Physical Therapy. Okay, so this is their official website here. So part of their requirements is for you to submit this Arizona Statement of Citizenship and Alien Form Status. So if we click on that, you're going to get this PDF file. Okay, and we're going to see, so this is a long form applicant statement requiring submission of documentation of status. So section 1 of this, okay, so direction: all applicants must complete section 1, 2, 3, and 4. Applicants educated outside the United States must complete section 4. Submit this completed form and a copy of one or more documents that evidence your citizenship or alien status with your application for the license or renewal. Okay, so section 1 is easy. You just put your name, print or type, and the date. Okay, type of application is, for initial evaluation or renewal. What type of license, physical therapy, and the license number. Okay, so if you already have them for renewal. So for citizenship or national status declaration, okay, attach a copy of a front and back, if any, of a document that demonstrates UN citizenship or nationality from the list in section 3. Okay, so you have to answer, are you a citizen or national of the United States, yes or no. So if you are not an immigrant and if you do not have a US citizenship, you should answer no. So you have to submit here, okay, documentation, okay, attach legible copy of front and back, if any, of a document that from the list below. Okay, so again, this is about the citizenship and nationality of the one who's applying to Board of PT of Arizona. Okay, so this can be a big problem for foreign educated physical therapists, okay, who are not a US citizen, not an immigrant, still in their own country. So let's see what are these documents. So they say Arizona driver's license issued after 1996. Okay, so you might not have that driver's license by a state that verifies lawful presence in the United States, birth certificate or delayed birth certificate issued in any state, territory, or possession of the U.S., United States certificate of birth abroad, United States passport. So this, if you have this, then it will be good for you. So a foreign passport, for example, you're Filipino, you have Philippine passport, and you have a tourist visa. Okay, so if you have a visa going to the US, okay, you can submit that. Okay, so you can, that is one of the ways that you can get a copy of your PT license in Arizona if you have this. I-94 form with a photograph, and if I'm not mistaken, I-94 is when you enter to the US, and you will have this form. US citizenship, immigration services, employment authorization document, refugee travel document, US certificate of naturalization or citizenship, tribal certificate of Indian blood, a tribal or Bureau of Indian Affairs or affidavit of birth, and any license that is issued by a federal government, any other state government or agency of this state or political subdivision of this state that requires proof of citizenship or lawful alien status before issuing the license. So those are the things that they need. But here, you see there are questions. Proof of legal status to work in the US, okay? This is for foreign educated physical therapy applicants only. Okay, so the question, have you been issued a work visa to allow you to seek employment in the United States? So if you have, if the employer have not petitioned you with a working or immigrant visa, then the answer should be no. Okay, if you already have the work visa, then you have to send them a copy of your work visa so you can get the copy of your physical therapy license in Arizona. Okay, if yes, attach the copy front and back of your work visa. Okay, so it says here your application is not complete without required documentation. If you have not received the work visa, you cannot be issued a license until a copy of your work visa is provided. Please sign below indicating you understand your application is not complete until the required documentation has been received. So you just sign it, signature, and you put your name, you sign it, and then the date. Okay, so that is the rule for Arizona, and I think that is also the rule for Hawaii. A student emailed me and he said that he's stuck because his he doesn't have social security number, and Hawaii requires social security number before they release the license. Okay, So here's the dilemma, because what I know, okay, is when I applied, the employer or the agency asked me for the copy of my license in New York, okay, so that they will petition me with a working or immigrant visa. Okay, so they asked for that copy of the license. So my dilemma is that I'm thinking, if Arizona Board of PT will not issue the license because I don't have a work visa, but at the same time, the employer wants my, for example, Arizona PT license for them to petition me with a work visa. So you're stuck in the middle and you don't know what to do, okay, if you're applying for Arizona. So I called the Arizona Board of Physical Therapy. They don't have any answer for me. They say they cannot change it. That is their law, okay? That is the law of Arizona. For you to present a work visa or permission to work in the US before they can release the license. So what I did is I submit a question to a law firm, and thankfully they answer. So we're going to look at that email, and hopefully we'll be enlightened. If this is your situation, okay, you applied in the state, you don't have the physical copy of your PT license, and you met an employer who is willing to petition you with a working or immigrant visa, but you don't have the copy of your license, what are you going to do? Or what is the possible strategy that the law firm or the immigrant lawyer will do in order to still petition you, okay, with a working or immigrant visa, even though you don't have the copy of your USPT license? Okay, let's look at the email. So we are here inside my inbox, okay? So this is from Feldman and Feldman Associates. This is a law firm that I asked the question, and they gave me a long, detailed answer about it. Okay, so practically this is the summary of what it takes for an immigrant lawyer to start the petition for foreign educated physical therapists. Okay, so here are the 3 main steps for practicing in the US as a foreign trained physical therapist. Okay, obtain permission to work in the US, in most cases an healthcare worker certificate. Okay, so if you have watched my other videos, you know that the healthcare worker certificate is needed by the employer to file you with a working or immigrant visa. It's the law. It's the law of the immigration. Okay, so you can get this from FCCPT Type 1 review for immigration. Okay, or you can get the visa screen certificate from CGFNS. Okay, so those are the 2 agencies that can release this healthcare worker certificate, or also known as visa screen certificate. Okay, so if you have healthcare worker certificate, check. Okay, so you have 1 requirement: complete educational evaluation and remediation. So based on state requirements and the coursework tool. So basically, the number 2 is the credentialing. So you have to pass the credentialing process. And if you have deficient subjects, you have to complete those deficient subjects. Okay, so the coursework tool right now, as of the recording of this video, August 2023, is coursework tool number 6. Okay, so you have to be at the same level as coursework tool number 6. So coursework tool is just like a cheat sheet that FCCPT use. There are lists of subjects and trainings. Okay, they compare your subjects and trainings and see if you have missing trainings or subjects that you have to get in order to be equivalent to master's degree or doctor of physical therapy degree here in the US. So the minimum requirement as of now is a master's degree. So you have to complete those deficient subjects. Okay, for FCCPT, you cannot even get the healthcare worker certificate without completing that those deficient subjects, if you have any, and pass the National Physical Therapy Examination. Okay, so it says here, the first step qualifies you to work in the US as a healthcare worker. The second step qualifies you to register for NPTE, and the third step qualifies you to practice physical therapy in the US. So I would like to thank Ms. Lynn Feldman, attorney at law of Feldman and Feldman Associates, for giving me this detailed information. Okay, so as a summary, okay, again, obtain permission to work in the U.S. in most cases, healthcare worker certificate, complete the educational evaluation and remediation, so the credentialing process, and if you have deficiency, complete those deficiencies to be equivalent to at least a master's degree. Okay, pass the National Physical Therapy examination, or the NPTE. Okay guys, so what I learned from the answer from the law firm, okay, that graciously gave me answers to my questions, is that it is possible for an employer to petition you, a foreign educated physical therapist who already passed the NPTE. You have to make sure you already passed the NPTE, okay? And you have healthcare worker certificate, okay? And of course, before you even pass the NPTE and healthcare worker certificate, you should have the credentialing process, okay? And completion of the deficient subjects. So even though you do not have the copy of your USPT license at hand, okay, so the lawyer can use other documents, as I mentioned, okay, for them to petition you with a working or immigrant visa. So for those who are watching, if you experience this, let me know, okay, so we can share it to other viewers or subscribers. So I hope this is helpful. I learned a lot from asking questions, okay, and I'm grateful that the Feldman Law Group actually answer my questions. So that is very helpful, because I thought before you cannot be petitioned without the physical license, okay? So even though you don't have that, you have the healthcare worker certificate, you can prove that you passed the NPTE, you have the FCCPT or CJFNS credentialing result, and say you passed the application for credentialing. Those are the things that are at minimum you need to submit to your employer so that they can start the process with your application, okay? So if you need help with the step-by-step process on how it is to apply to the US as a physical therapist in a matter of few hours, have a clear direction on what to do first, second, and third, and you're Googling and YouTubing on what you should do, okay, and save you time and prevent you from committing expensive mistakes and delays, okay, and frustration. The USPT Turbocharge is available 24/7. As long as you have internet connection, you can enroll on the masterclass, sit down, watch it over and over again. After watching the entire video, okay, and you still have questions, you can email me for clarification, okay? But that is the fastest way that I can answer hundreds of your questions on how it is to apply to the US as a physical therapist. It's very complex. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna end up frustrated. You will commit expensive mistakes. You will commit things that will delay your process. So invest on yourself, invest on your future. This is a class that is available at your disposal anytime that you are ready to be serious with achieving your dream. I also have other master classes. You can check out the website below. The links are down below for the other master classes. And the books I have available on Amazon.com. Okay, I have the 2023 updated version of the step-by-step process to US application, the PT Path to US. I have practical tips on how it is, to prepare to the US, okay, prior to coming here, the practical and clinical preparation. I also have the inspirational book, Burdens, Blessings, and Beyond. And if you want to know how to decrease the fall risk of your patients or your loved ones, I have the Just Upright book, okay, decrease fall risk for individuals among older patients, or just someone who wants to make sure they are heading towards the right direction even though they are not yet there at the older age, okay? So everything, all the information is down below. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Also, please hit that like button. It will really help the channel. And please share this video to anyone you know who is confused and doesn't know what to do on how it is to apply to the US as a physical therapist. Thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, stay blessed.